Hello everyone, I'm going to show you in this video how to auto-grind in Animal Simulator in Roblox using AutoHotkey. Okay, let's say we got ourselves into a nice server, not too many people, nobody's high level, except me, but ignore that. And someone bullies you. Or I'm gonna grind over here. Okay, that was uncalled for. Some justice is needed here. Just as I'm ready to dole out some justice, a panther gets in between that I don't really want to kill. So I have to be a bit patient here. Okay, the panther was not as nice as I thought. There. Business taken care of. Oh, someone's maybe playing a piece of music that you got really tired of? So, you want to get stronger. I only know how to do this for Windows at the moment. I haven't looked into how to do it for Mac or mobile. On Windows, you go to this URL here, to the AutoHotkey site. This is a standard utility, it's not mine. If you're wondering if it's safe, there's a little link here you can click. And you can see that Norton rates it as safe. To download it, click the download button, and then download current version. You'll have to save it to disk. In Firefox, it'll then appear in this little download window here, and from here we can run it. You need to install it as administrator. I'm just going to choose the express installation. It installs everything, which is what I want. And now we can run it. If you run it without giving any script to it, like we just did, then it brings up the document or the manual to show you how to program it. In this case, we're not interested in this because I've already written the script, so you can just exit. Now it's downloaded and installed, and on this right-click New menu, there will be a new item called AutoHotkey script. Click that. It's going to create a new AutoHotkey script, which you can edit in Visual Studio Code. In this case, I've already created a script. So this stuff is just standard stuff. It's in every script. But the one that I have for Roblox is here. And so all of this here is new. This just means that if I run the script twice, it's going to quit the first one that I started so that it can run the second one, which is what you want. Here's a little function that fires in case you have the fireball. If you don't have the fireball, you can just put a semicolon in front of here, like that. These are each individual keys that I've programmed. The colon just means that the code comes after. This means Control F, so when I press Control F on the keyboard, it'll run this little script. When I press Control K on the keyboard, it'll run this Control Q and Control E. I wrote the Control F script to fire both the snow and the fireball as fast as possible without dropping events, it says. If you click too fast, it won't actually fire every time. So I tried to figure out exactly the right speed, and it seems to be able to fire about every 2 seconds. And during that 2 seconds, if the snowball is active, we can just uncomment all these 4 lines by removing these semicolons. And then it'll fire both the snowball and the fireball. At the moment, only fireball is active, the snowball is gone. It'll probably come back next Christmas. So just leave this like this. If you don't have the fireball, you can just comment that out. Anyway, so this is as fast as the fireballs and the snowballs can fire. Here's one for kicking. And I found experimentally that this is as fast as you can kick every 650 milliseconds. So those Control F and Control K I don't use normally. I grind with Control Q. What it does is it fires both snowball and fireball, and then it kicks 3 times and waits 650 in between each. I found that this gave me the highest damage over time. Now, of course, we want to be able to stop this. Otherwise, whenever we're running around in the game, it's just going to fire and kick all the time. And I wrote this to do that. Control E. So you press Control Q to start it and Control E to stop it. You don't actually need to understand any of this stuff. If you know a little bit about programming, it's probably fairly obvious what's going on here. This just calls this fire function. This sends a Q key. If Roblox is the front window and you send a Q key, it's like pressing the Q key on the keyboard. Then it waits a little while. Those are in milliseconds. Then it sends another Q key, sends another Q key. This all runs in a loop, and it only works while Roblox is the front window and not stop loop. Over here we said stop loop, so that's how we stop the loop. If we press Control E, it'll stop the loop. It'll set stop loop to true. And then while this is still running in the background, it'll realize that stop loop has been set to true, and this part will fail and it'll just exit. You can ask questions in the comments if you like, but as I said, you don't really need to understand programming. All you need to understand here is that this is not a binary change to the Roblox executable. This is a Windows desktop utility that just sends keystrokes to Roblox. Roblox has no idea that it's not you pressing the keys, which is why this should always work. With the other utilities I searched for and found, they tried to install viruses on my computer. Luckily, I have a virus program that blocked it. But if they worked the way they promised, they would actually modify your Roblox executable, which you really don't want, because Roblox could notice that you've done this and they could block you. They could block your account. But doing it this way, you're not messing with Roblox itself. You're just doing a little bit of automated training while you're not at the computer. So basically, you start this running while you're sitting at the computer and make sure that you've pointed your character at a dummy. And then you can just walk away and it'll continue to just grind while you're in the kitchen getting some food or whatever. You could also do it overnight if you want. It'll run all night. It'll use electricity. You might want to calculate how much that's going to cost you. And that's it for this script part. I'll show you now how it works inside Roblox. Okay, I'm here on a friend's private server. Thanks, Sharkus. Let's have a look at how these work. First of all, you have to make sure to enable your fireball, right? So press 1 to enable fireball. There we go. Control F is the keystroke that I've enabled to shoot every 2 seconds. It just shoots automatically. I'm not touching the keyboard at the moment. And also this you can end with Control E. You may sometimes have to press it a couple times. Control K just kicks as fast as it can or bites. And again, you end it by pressing Control E. But Q is grinding. It combines the shooting and the kicking and the biting for the maximum damage per minute. So you just go to somewhere like this dummy here and you press Control Q. And there you go. It's just grinding. If you look at the experience down below, you can see that it's just going up steadily. And reasonably fast as well. I have the 6 times multiplier and you can see that there's a 2 times Christmas bonus on at the moment. That'll probably disappear at some point. I may get the 13 times experience multiplier, but it is very expensive. I don't really think it's worth it. Okay, that's it. That's how you auto-grind. You should be aware that if your friends come and they see you grinding like this, they may walk around you and try to talk to you, and they may get kind of close to you, and you may kill them. If they walk in front of you and you're just auto-grinding, I mean, you don't know that they're there, and you may kill them. This has happened to me a few times. Nobody's actually gotten mad at me yet. I think they all realize that I'm not really there. If strangers walk in and see this, they may report you. I'm not actually sure if this is against rules, against the Roblox rules or against the Animal Simulator rules. I cannot really imagine. If we look at the scoreboard or the leaderboard here, you can actually, if you disable the shift lock, you can scroll through it and you can see, I mean, almost all of these people have 10,000, level 10,000. I mean, it would take years to do this if you were just doing it manually, you know, click, 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 or tapping your screen on a mobile device. It would take forever to get that high. I think these people probably all are using some kind of auto clicker. It's probably strictly speaking against the rule to use auto clickers or scripts, but they don't seem to be enforcing it. Just don't be too rude about it. I mean, you know, do it in private, do it at night, far away from everybody, hide under the waterfall or whatever. Just, you know, be subtle about it. And don't abuse your power. Be a nice person. Alright, that's it. Bye.